So a lot of times people aren't exactly how they seem to be on the surface. A lot of times you'll see somebody and they'll be trying to create the impression that they're a very good person, they're a very smart person, very virtuous, very upright, somebody that you can trust, somebody that you should work with, somebody that you should partner with, and so on. So we have 7 ways to discover a person's true character, 7 ways to really test somebody and determine what their real core identity is, what their real core self is, what their true character is. So it's difficult to know somebody well. Their outward appearance doesn't really tell you much about their character. Oops, let's go back here. There are people who look gentle and kind, but they're actually schemers. There are people who look humble, but they're actually liars. There are cowards who appear to be brave, and there are people who look like they'd sacrifice everything, but they're actually completely disloyal. So even though it's difficult, we have 7 ways that we can determine a person's true character, 7 ways that we can really know somebody. The first is to create discord, create disagreements to see who they're loyal towards. You can use strong words to arouse their anger, to make them angry, and see how they'll react. This is something that I've often kind of employed in a situation where I'm not really sure what somebody is up to, what their real motives are, what their real interests are. A lot of times what I'll do is just fire off at them, run a short burst of attack, and just see how they respond under that type of pressure. I'll stack that pressure, run a pressure stack on them really fast and really hard, and just see how they respond under that pressure. And a lot of times, most times in fact, people will get defensive and reveal their true intentions. So you can use strong words to arouse their anger and see how they'll react. I call it pressure stacking. I'll just escalate pressure so hard and so fast on them that it causes them to get defensive. Weak-minded people will become defensive very easily, and then they'll reveal their true intentions, their true motives. You can ask for their opinion on certain plans to see how knowledgeable they are. If somebody's representing themselves as an expert on something, if they're positioning themselves as somebody who knows a lot about something, you can ask about related subjects or related plans and get a pretty good idea of how knowledgeable they actually are. You can tell them that a crisis is imminent and see how brave they are. This is another thing that's pretty easy to employ. You just tell people something bad's going to happen and see how they react. Test their loyalty. See if they're willing to stand by you during an impending and certain crisis. You can make them drunk to observe their true moral character. See what they're really like inside. See what their level of morality really is, where it really is. You can attempt to bribe them to see if they're corrupt. And you can give them some tasks to see if they can keep their promises. So you really just want to incrementally build trust with people. Initially, if you give them some small tasks to do, you can progressively give them larger and more difficult or more challenging tasks and see if they're able to actually follow through. Not only to see if they're actually able to follow through or if they're able to keep their promises, but if they're able to maintain an ability to execute. All of these are very important. Creating this loyalty to see who they're loyal towards. Using strong words to make them angry and see how they react. Asking for their opinion about certain plans to see how knowledgeable they are. Telling them or making them believe that a crisis is imminent, that it's definitely coming, to test how brave they are and how loyal they are. Making them drunk to reveal their true moral character. Bribing them or attempting to bribe them to see if they're corrupt, and giving them some tasks to see if they can keep their promises and if they're capable. So those are the 7 ways that you can discover a person's true character.